to be right. I think about it day and night. I feel like a king, oh yeah. And baby, can't help but stare. Such a rush, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Viva Ent. This is Johnny the Capo. I'm live in the studio right here in Seattle, Bellevue. And I'm with my co-host,
Becka Page. Good afternoon.
Becka Page, that's right.
I haven't been here in a while.
I know, and my excellent producer, Mr.
Eric C.C. Ryder. Good afternoon, and welcome back, Becka.
Hello, thank you.
C.C. Ryder.
C.C. Ryder. There you go.
That's not bad.
I've been out of practice.
But it was pretty good, really.
Okay.
It was good. Yeah. I got a big kick out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, we have the Dynamite Show today.
The Dynamite Show.
The Dynamite Show today. Not only do we have a rock legend, we have a contemporary artist today.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, I'm so excited.
Are you?
Devin and Jenna, they're in the studio. We went to Portland to see Brandon Flowers, and the opening act was a band named Rey Pila.
I heard about it.
Diego, the lead singer, comes out, and he looks like a young Mexican Elvis Presley. That's just the look. Like he had that charming, just wow.
Eric, he looked like Elvis.
Elvis, is that yes, right? So he has all
Elvis,
this
of course, is the
charisma.
Mexican Elvis.
Yeah, I'm talking about like 50s Elvis. He just had all this charisma, and I was pretty hooked the entire performance. Very good. You like synth pop, don't you?
Sure,
yeah.
The good stuff.
So synth pop, and there's a lot of articles comparing him to, of course, and if you listen to his new album, which is A Future Sugar, tons of David Bowie influence and Gary Newman all the way. So the cool thing about them is the older generations love it because it's very cool, but the newer generations are totally digging him too. So he's become quite a fan base. He made it in the New York Times on October 4th. So under the music section. So he's going places, just finished up a big tour. They just launched the Future Sugar album. And so I ended up meeting him after the show, and Devin and Jenna met him, and he's a great guy, and we asked if he'd be on the show. So
we're talking classic rock and roll, contemporary rock and roll. We're covering all the bases today.
Yeah, so it's going to be cool. They'll be calling in, I believe, from Mexico. So 3:30.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. But first, Johnny, did you thank everybody for last week?
Well, we had April Stevens.
That was a great show.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was really cool. April was like, she was what she was, you know what I mean? And she was a great singer, great performer. She looked great. We know that. And it's awfully nice to have such great celebrities on our show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see what's going on here today. Okay, now, Rey Pila. Nino Tempo. Jerry Osborne.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Friend of the show and rock and roll historian Jerry Osborne.
All right.
We're going a little bit late. Can we hit Masquerade right now?
Sure.
And
ladies and gentlemen,
Masquerade.
this is Nino Tempo and his beautiful cut of Masquerade. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Viva Ent. I'm in the studio live here in Seattle, Bellevue, with my co-host, Miss
Becka Page.
And my great producer,
Eric C.C. Ryder.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just listened to Masquerade by Nino Tempo.
This Masquerade.
Man, it's such a pleasure today. We have Jerry Osborne on the air.
Hello, everyone.
Our rock historian. And we have also Mr. Nino Tempo, my man. Nino, say hi.
Hey, hi to everybody out there in radio land and to Jerry Osborne, too.
Yeah, always good to talk to you, man.
All right.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
You know, Nino, we had...
It's so damn hot here in Los Angeles.
No kidding. Are you in L.A., or I thought maybe you were in Palm Springs or something?
No, I'm in L.A. I'm right on the borderline of Beverly Hills and West Hollywood.
Oh, very cool. That's exciting.
But we're having a heat wave here, and it's no damn fun, I'll tell you that.
Well, I heard them talking about it when they were talking about the Dodgers and the Mets playing at home,
yeah.
the difference in the weather between New York and there.
Oh, it's been awful here, really.
Oh, boy.
And, you know, I live in a condominium building, and wouldn't you know it, the whole air conditioning system in the building went out.
Well, that's not good.
Nobody has any air conditioning.
Now, you see, if the manager was still John Griffith, I'd get a hold of him and raise hell with him.
Oh, my God, you know that too, huh?
Well, yeah, you and I talked about that before. In fact, we had Dina Martin on the show about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
That is right.
Johnny?
What a great show that was, boy. And we talked about you, Nino.
That's okay. He can say whatever he wants. I admit in front that it was me.
And 1 week ago today, we had your lovely sister on, and she was fantastic.
That's right.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, she does a great interview. She's very sweet sounding.
Yeah, she. It was such a pleasure to have her on the show, and she really was one of the great artists of the decade, and I don't think she got the credit that she was due. Really, do you, Nino?
No, I happen to agree with you.
Yeah.
Some unfortunate circumstances befell her, and she gave up her career midstream before she and I ever got together.
Oh my gosh!
Turned her back on the career because she was in love with a gentleman who was not happy about her singing in nightclubs.
Yeah.
So she just gave up the career for him.
I've been in that position myself. I think all musicians get there. In the course of a lifetime.
That's true. But anyway, I agree with you. She had one of the great voices.
Yeah, she actually did have a great voice. She was very smooth, and she definitely had the looks of, especially of the period, and so did you. I might add.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much.
I would like to get your take on something that she and we all talked about, and just to see if you remember it the same as she does. And so this goes back to the innovative approach with Deep Purple that you didn't do on any of the earlier songs, Paradise, Sweet and Lovely, etc., and that was her recitation part. And I asked her if that was the first time that she had done that on one of the records, thinking maybe there was something I didn't know about, haha. And and she said that it came about by chance, where there was a point in the session where you maybe temporarily forgot the next line, and she whispered it to you, and then they heard that playback, and then some people in the studio said, hey, that sounds really good, let's keep that in?
No, that's not quite accurate, but
Give me
it's close.
your take on that.
What happened was she thought of Deep Purple. It was her notion. And I was humming the melody. We were at home in our den. And I was humming the melody. When the Deep Purple falls, and oh, shoot. I'll never be able to hit those notes. It's just too high a range. So then I thought, well, wait a minute, let me fool around with it. And do you remember the great, great hit record called Hey Baby by Bruce Chanel?
Well, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I fell in love with that record. That record to me was one of the great, great rock and roll records of any era.
Nino, let me ask you real quick. Is that the same song that Jose Feliciano covered as well?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know his version, but, you know, it's
hey, baby.
starts out with that great harmonica.
I think Jose Feliciano...
well, April and I did it several years later.
Wow.
We did it several years later, and, of course, we had to do it differently because Bruce Chanel had a great sounding voice. But the thing I fell in love with that record was it sounded like it was recorded in a toilet. I mean, the sound of it was so unprofessional. The drum sound was just horrible, but I loved it. I loved that amateurish, unprofessional sound.
You know, actually, I think that I know exactly what you're talking about, but by the same token, you know, the Hey Baby and the Deep Purple had this infectious melody line. You know that.
Yeah, it did.
Both songs.
When I was trying to think of a way to do Deep Purple, I in my mind tried to put Deep Purple into the Hey Baby track.
Right.
And I came up with it. I said that could work. So April and I called a little girlfriend who lived around the corner, who had a great ear for music.
I think that's Vicky, right?
That's Vicky.
Oh,
you
boy.
got it. Vicky
I know my girlfriends.
Yeah. And I
Take
said,
it easy,
Vicky,
Jerry.
don't you sit down. We're working this out. So Vicky sat on the couch, and I'm at the piano, and April's standing next to me, and we sang the first chorus. Now I said, April, I'm going to sing the next chorus, half of the next chorus. I said, but feed me the words. I don't know them. So she would say, when the deep purple, over sleepy garden walls. And we didn't know what we were doing. She was feeding me the words because I hadn't learned them yet.
Ah.
So that's how that came about. And later, when we finished the song, we looked over at Vicky, and she had tears in her eyes.
Oh, boy.
She said, I just love that song, the way you did it, and I love especially when April says the words before you sing them.
You know, Nino, you hit gold on that song. There's no question. It's like you should be proclaimed a genius on that song.
Well, thank you very much.
You know, the fact of the matter is, I want to let our listeners know that the song was #1 for 4 weeks, which is not an easy task, and it was also the Grammy Award-winning Pop Song of the Year, 1963.
That's true.
So let's give the credit. That doesn't happen a lot.
No, it doesn't.
All right, I got to step in here with one quick vignette. Nino, you may not know this, but it's time you did. See, knowing me actually pays off in the long run. That record,
I'm still waiting.
I believe
record, when that became #1, that was the first time in, we'll say, modern-day recording history when a brother and sister duo had a number one hit.
No kidding.
There is not an earlier occurrence of that happening. Later on, we had Donnie and Marie, and there were a couple of others along the way.
Yeah, but Donnie and Marie copied our record of Deep Purple.
Yeah.
That was the first brother-sister number one hit in the history of the charts.
Oh, my God, I didn't know that at all.
I knew you'd pick up on that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I'm glad to know that.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Donnie and Marie were smart to cover that song, Deep Purple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I heard their record, I said, oh, they're playing our... wait a minute.
Hold on.
That's not us.
Yeah.
I knew it right away.
So then after that, you then went ahead with Whispering and I'm Confessing, and you had her doing the recitation parts on those, too.
Yeah, we thought it might work. It did on a couple more things, but not on everything.
Yeah.
So, but tell us about this recording of Masquerade, Nino.
Well, when Ahmet Ertegun's brother passed away in 1989, I went to New York to play at the memorial. And strangely enough, Ahmet did not know how well I played. He knew I played a horn, but he didn't know how well. So I said, could I play at Nestor's memorial? He said, sure. I said, I'll pay my own way. Don't worry about it. So I went to New York, and then I realized everybody in jazz, everybody of importance in jazz was there that night at the Lincoln Center.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Now I'm thinking to myself, uh-oh, boy, I better do good or my name is going to be mud. I got up there and I said to myself, self, don't show off. Start slow. Let him wonder if you're any good. And if you're going to build slowly before you get to the end. And when I finished, it was such a great applause. And Ahmet came back to me backstage afterward and said, Nino, I'm sitting with John Lewis, the leader of the Modern Jazz Quartet, and he said after you finished, he said to me, Ahmet, it don't get no better than that. So
wow.
That was probably the high point of my life.
Do you remember what you played?
Sure. I played Darn That Dream.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I love that. Dinah Washington has a fabulous version of that.
Oh, yeah, it's a great song.
And Mildred Bailey did, too. Do you remember Mildred Bailey?
Of course.
I think she is one of the most underrated artists of, we'll say, the whole 20th century. I mean, she was fantastic.
Well, has anyone ever told you how long it took us to cut Deep Purple?
Not very long. I think it might have come up in our conversation with April. It was like
15
minutes or something, right?
15
And
minutes.
we had 14 minutes left, and Ahmed would not go overtime.
Yeah.
So he said, man, if you can get it in 14 minutes, you got it. So I ran around the studio, and I kind of told everybody roughly what to do. And then he said, okay, take one. So without even a rehearsal, we recorded it. And later he said, where's the harmonica player? I said, he didn't show up. He says, well, you play it. I said, I don't know how. He says, well, play what you can. So I'm out there on the microphone. He's pointing to me, and I'm trying to tell him through the glass, I don't know how to play that. So I finally figured it out by the end of the record. We cut it, and I thought it was the biggest disaster in the world. And when he played it for everybody at Atlantic, they said, that's the worst record Nino and April ever made. He said, it's unreleasable. And I thought, oh, my goodness, how could... So embarrassing. I'm mortified. And so about 5 months later, Phil Spector said, Nino, if you can get out of your contract with Atlantic, I'll sign you. And as you know, Phil was hot as a pistol.
Right.
So I said, okay, I'll try.
Was
so
that
I asked Ahmed for a
1962,
release.
63?
He said, no, man, we're going to try one more song. If it's a flop, you're released. If it's a hit, we're going to keep you. So this time I'm praying for a flop. And when Jerry Wexler called me, he said, Nino, your record's breaking all over the country. You got to smash. You're going to be the next Bobby Darin. Blah, 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 you know. I'm thinking, oh, Christ. But I said, oh, this is good trouble.
So
all right, Deep Purple.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Johnny, you may not know this, but there is actually a song on a Phil Spector 45 the title of which is Nino and Sonny. And we know who Nino is, and we know who Sonny is.
Yeah, Big Trouble.
Are you talking about Sonny Bono?
Yeah. That's the flip side of Darlene Love's A Fine, Fine Boy.
But,
yeah, that's right.
Isn't it true that Sonny Bono was kind of for lack of a better word, he came into the studio, was kind of a gopher type of guy, did this, did that, and worked his way up?
Are you talking about Sonny now?
Right.
Sonny was a strange kind of a talent. He
Correct.
doesn't sing very well, as you know.
We all know that.
He was a pretty good songwriter.
Correct.
He could come up with some pretty good ideas.
He wrote What Now My Love.
Huh?
He did.
No, that was written by a Frenchman.
Yeah, that's right. That was written by...
Are you saying that Sonny wrote the English lyrics to What Now My Love?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, good Johnny.
I'll tell you what, if you Google it right now, and I'm going to have my staff do it. Becca, would you please Google What Now My Love and see who the songwriter is?
Okay.
Well, the one that is well known anyway, that Elvis did and many others, it came from France. I know that.
Yeah, I think it was Michel Legrand, wasn't it?
Well, I don't, I don't know for sure, but I got Beck on the line right now. What's it say, Beck?
Okay.
It's the English version of the popular song, which original French version et maintenant. I don't know French, but in English it means and now. Okay, thank you, Frenchman. It was written in 1961 by composer Gilbert Bécaud, B-E with the thing over it, C-A-U-D, and lyricist Pierre Delano, D-E-L-A-N-O-E.
Yeah.
The recurring musical pattern in the background is the Bolero by Revel. Mm-hmm. English lyrics in the title were written by Carl Sigman.
So Sonny Bono had nothing to do with that song?
I don't think he had anything to do with it.
No,
well, he and Cher did the record, you know that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. Here's U.S. top 40 covers included Sonny and Cher, number 14 in the U.S. In 1966, Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass instrumentally the same year, and Mitch Ryder the following year.
Mitch Ryder,
January.
with that?
Yep. Well, it doesn't look like it was a hit. It didn't. Looks like it didn't chart. On January 14th, 1973, Presley performed the song before a live audience of 1 billion people on...
Aloha from Hawaii.
There you go.
I'll tell you, Sonny met Cher through me.
Really?
You're kidding me.
Oh, no.
Well, you were the Italian guy in the neighborhood.
I forgot. Jenna in the studio here speaks French. So
terrorizing all the women, right, Nino?
Yeah, I was dating Cher. Right. And I brought her to Phil Spector sessions.
Ain't that something?
And that's where she met Phil and Sonny and several other people.
Nino Tempo was dating Cher.
You're kidding me.
She's the first girl in
Nino's
my
not
book.
kidding you.
How long did you date her?
Maybe a month. And and a half.
What is she like? Is she withdrawn or is she?
She was very nice, very sweet. She's much the same today.
Really?
Yeah,
real nice girl.
She had something.
I'm a big Cher fan.
I love Cher.
No question about it.
Who doesn't?
Well, in her case, she was just a teenager. And she wanted me to drive her around from club to club so she could dance in dance contests and maybe win $100.
How cool!
I said,
just like on Pulp Fiction.
I'd love to, but I can't do it. I'm going down to the studio with Phil Spector. So being with Phil in the studio is like going to college.
Oh, yeah.
I was learning so much, you know?
So you could have Phil Spector or Cher, and you chose Phil.
So she got mad at me. She was angry, and I said, well, look, you're welcome to come down to the studio. I'll be there till 4 a.m. So come in anytime you want, and she never came, so...
I'd be mad at you, too.
That's crazy.
We would love to get her on the show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you talking about Cher?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Nino, can you get her on, Nino?
No, I don't have any contact with her
come
anymore.
on, call your girlfriend.
Honestly, she thinks I dumped her, but I didn't.
He was just Cupid in the picture.
I see.
Yeah,
well, yeah, that's right. That's what I was. I was Cupid.
Nino, it must have been this great, exciting time, in pop music, in rock music, and for you, being a great artist as you are, and being part of the Phil Spector Wall of Sound situation. having a #1 record with April Stevens, your sister, how much better does it get than that, pal? How much?
About 20 more hit records would be better.
Well, of course that, but no,
I'm very proud, and we were very fortunate.
The fact of the matter is, Nino, in pop music, if you score 3 big hits, you're a huge success. And you even did better than that, pal. You had a song that went #1 for 4 weeks and was the Grammy Award-winning song of 1963. That accomplishment in rock music history is a milestone. Am I right, Jerry?
Well, yes, not everybody can claim all of that.
No, are you kidding?
This is one man who can.
So,
That's
Nino,
right.
I have a question. This is the same question I asked Brenda Lee.
Okay.
Where's your Grammy? Where do you put it?
I'm sorry.
What's the question?
Where is your Grammy right now?
It's sitting on my, right near where I've got my record player.
Pretty close to where you're at right now?
I'm looking at it as we speak.
How appropriate.
Ain't that something?
When I asked Brenda Lee what she did with her, well, she had the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
And she says, why, it's on my grand piano, sitting next to a box of Judy Garland memorabilia that I just keep forgetting to do something with. It's pretty cute.
That's very nice. Yeah, it's right there. I'm looking at it.
I'll be dipped.
Nino,
Well, rub it for good luck for me.
Yeah, please rub it.
Yeah, rub that Grammy for us.
Rub that Grammy for Becca. Yeah.
It's very nice to have.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Now, listen, we want to get you back on the show within the next few weeks. If you'd be kind enough to come back, man, there's so much we can talk about.
Oh, we could talk for hours and hours.
I'm telling you. And we're live here in Seattle, and we have a pretty nice audience, and such a pleasure to have you on our show.
Well, I'm pleased that you want me. That's just great.
Oh, are you kidding me? Now, tell our listeners, is there a Facebook? Is there a website? Is there anything that you're promoting right now that people can get out there and buy?
Actually, I hate to say this, but no, there isn't.
Oh.
I would like to get some of my instrumental things played, and so maybe people would start realizing that I was a first-rate, world-class saxophone player, jazz saxophone player.
I would say that. I know that. I know that about you, and I think the world knows it too, Nino.
Well, I'll tell you something Jerry Lieber said to me.
Jerry Lieber. Oh my God.
Jerry Lieber.
He's my pal.
He passed away.
Like Lieber
We're
and
talking
Strong.
about all the hits. He said, Nino, I'm going to tell you something. He said, no matter what you ever do, no matter how great your future accomplishments are, you'll always be remembered by Deep Purple.
Uh-huh.
He said, and Mike and I, no matter how many great songs we write,
Hound Dog.
they'll always call us the guy that wrote Hound Dog.
Right. Wow. Oh yeah, no question. And those guys wrote so many great songs.
Oh, they were marvelous.
I mean, they were the way that I look at it, I call them the Lennon and McCartney of the early rock and roll area.
Oh, sure they were.
Yeah.
Oh, they were
Era.
brilliant. They were just brilliant guys. As a matter of fact, I'm still friends with Mike to this day.
And Jerry has passed?
Jerry's passed away.
Can we get Mike Stroller on the show, pal?
Yeah, he's still around.
Can we get him on the show?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
I've been trying to find a contact information for him for actually about a year and a half. So we would love to have him on. If
Nino, get on the phone and tell the guy, listen.
hey, you want to live? You can talk to my buddies up in Seattle.
That's how you do it. Yes.
Please.
Well, I'll follow up on that with Nino, and we'll see what we
cool.
can do.
Yeah.
Jerry, tell
I'll try my best for you, pal.
That'd be awesome.
we got to wrap up. Jerry, tell our listeners how they can get a hold of your books and your website.
JerryOsborne.com. Case closed.
Done.
Nino Tempo, we love you. Thank you for being on the show. We're going to get you back soon.
Okay.
Jerry Osborne, you're my man.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
the,
you.
you're the king. You're the king of
It's been my
Seattle,
pleasure,
pal.
Truly.
Now, Eric, do we have time to play the Elvis pick of the week? Or are we going into?
Why don't we take a break?
Okay,
and,
sounds good. Thank
maybe
you.
after the break we'll have time.
Sexy.
Life's a celebration. Grand Event Rentals makes your event their top priority. They are your full-service, special event, and party rental provider, supplying everything you need from start to finish. Their professional sales team and event staff work with you to create your dream event. With every event, Grand Event Rentals customers' needs are the most important. Whether you're planning an intimate outdoor wedding or an elaborate black tie gala, the Grand Event Rentals specialists make great pride in providing our event planning experience to help create an unforgettable event. Please go and visit the Bellevue showroom, Grand Event Rentals, or make a one-on-one appointment. Talk to them. They're trained, they're knowledgeable, they're event specialists, and they are going to take you through step-by-step everything that you need to make your day a success. Call Grand Event Rentals. Their number is 425-462-7368, or go to grandeventrentalslaw.com.
Attention business owners. Experience a new world of business with barter. The Saturn Barter Company, located in Tacoma, is one of the most beneficial business decisions you can make. Using Saturn Barter, you are able to sell your products or services to other members of the exchange. You can then use that credit you've built up from your sales to purchase the products or services you or your company needs from other companies within Saturn Barter, all without the use of cash. Contact and join Saturn Barter Club today, 253-212-9930, or online at SaturnBarter.com.
Is your vehicle needing some attention? Take it over to Maddie's Tuning and Shoreline for fast, affordable car care. Trusted, professional. Maddie's services all makes and models and has been trusted in the Puget Sound for almost 60 years. Call Brian Maddie at 206-364-3347 or stop by his convenient location in Shoreline right on Aurora at 152nd. Maddie's Tuning. Call 206-364-3347. Trusted for almost 60 years to keep you safe and on the road. It's frustrating when your car won't start or just won't go, or you're locked out of your car and need to be somewhere. All Day Towing will take the frustration out of this situation with 24-hour service 7 days a week. They'll tow your vehicle safely to where it needs to go. Plus, they strive to reach you within 25 minutes of your call. When you need a tow, call All Day Towing at 206-695-2615 or 425-457-7788 for Eastside customers. All Day Towing. We'll be there. We promise.
Brides, do you want your big day to be stress-free, perfect, and stay within your budget? Well, Brides Club has all the inside information to make your dream a reality. Go to bridesclub.com. That's bridesclub.com. See upcoming bridal shows and events, view wedding vendors and special offers. And don't miss The Spotlight, the premier online wedding magazine with valuable articles you can't afford to miss. Brides Club helps make your wedding stress-free and perfect. Go to bridesclub.com. Check out bridesclub.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Johnny from Viva Productions. I want to tell you a little bit about Vegas nights. Forget about Vegas. I brought casino tables to the Emerald City. Craps, blackjack, roulette, poker. If you're planning a private party, corporate party, senior grad party, any kind of party, you want casino tables, you call 206-542-5733. Vegas nights, that's right, shake, rattle, and roll.
Klay Radio, your conversation station. KLAY Lakewood, Tacoma on 1180 AM.
Okay.
Da-da-da.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls, cats and chicks, you are listening to Viva Ent. Becka Page is my co-host. Say hello, Becca.
Hello, hello.
My excellent producer, Mr.
Eric C.C. Ryder. Good afternoon.
I won't sing it this time. Yeah. Now, man, that first half of the show, was that something or was that something?
Fun?
Huh?
Were you having fun?
Oh my God! And you weren't? I mean, my gosh, it's a rock legend with all those famous and great stories. It was absolutely fantastic and amazing.
What a scoop! Because I certainly had never heard this before. That he was the one that introduced Sonny Bono to Cher. I mean, that's huge. Rock and roll history was made thanks to our guest. I mean, not just because of his songs, but, right there, that's something. If he had never done anything else, that would get him drinks in a bar for the rest of his life telling that story. So and I'd never heard that before. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever heard that story before?
Let me tell you what.
I think
it's probably the first time I'm sure Nino has done a lot of interviews.
Yeah,
but that's like a scoop.
Yeah, he said it's in his book. So, if people want to learn more, they should check out his book. But, I hadn't heard it. So we're definitely going to have to take a look.
Okay.
So, Paige, that's absolutely amazing. Nino introduced Cher to Sonny.
After dating.
Huh?
After dating her. That's funny. That's amazing. Yeah. I just thought it was funny that he said he used to give her all the rides to all the clubs. So I'm wondering if she was just like a teenager using him for the wheels. You know what I mean?
Teenager.
Who knows?
Well, remember, you used to drive Elvis Presley's old girlfriend in your car. Remember that?
Well, I can't say that on the radio now. No, I'm not going to say that.
But I'm just saying, some girls see boys for rides.
Well, maybe so, but I don't know about that. That's kind of a profound statement there, dear. Oh, my gosh.
When they were teenagers?
What? I did.
I immediately got a boyfriend who had a car. I wasn't old enough to drive yet, so you find one that has a car.
I know. When I was in high school, I had a motorcycle first, and then a car later.
Oh.
The guys that had cars were in better shape.
I guess I was lucky that the Navy was in town.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Cool.
Looks like we got something going on here at Viva Ent.
We're just sitting in the studio giggling.
We've got your special guest.
We have Diego on the show?
We do, yes.
Is this Diego?
Yeah, how's it going?
Diego, hey, how are you? Thank you so much for calling in and being on our show today. Wow.
Thank you guys for having me.
I don't know if you remember who I am, but when you were with Brandon Flowers in Portland, I met you over by the merch table right after the show, and I gave you my card. I had bright red hair. And I said I had a radio show in Seattle, and I wanted to have you on.
Oh, whoa, I remember.
Okay,
yeah, I remember now, yeah.
Yeah, so that's me. And then afterwards, the girls were waiting by the tour buses, and then you came out and met my daughter and her friend. They both had red hair, and you signed their arms. I don't know if you remember that. They're both 14 years old.
I remember now. It's like I have to kind of put the visual image of that Portland venue. But yeah, I remember now perfectly.
Yeah, it was so cool. So anyway, since this has happened, Rey Pila has kind of become a phenomenon up here in the Seattle area. The girls have gone to great ends to promote you and have really recruited some pretty serious fans up here, especially Jenna with Instagram. You were saying, didn't they share some of your Instagram photos?
Sorry again, about Instagram?
Yeah. One picture after I went to Portland, you guys liked it, and that made my day.
So she posted a picture from the Portland concert, and I guess you guys liked it. So that's awesome. But how do you classify your band? Would you say synth pop? I mean, I see so many different titles. How do you classify yourself?
Always hard to say. Because you're sort of like involved in the process that you're in so much, and I don't know. It's hard. I usually think that people could do that. It's easier for people to know what it sounds like easier. But I would guess it would be rock and roll, alternative music.
Absolutely.
What do you guys think? You guys probably know better than I do.
Yeah, your new album, Future Sugar, that was just released. Are you still touring, or are you done touring? I see you have a festival coming up in December, but you just finished a huge tour for Future Sugar, correct?
Yeah, and we're touring again, and in December.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped this sort of small. No, it wasn't small. It was more like spread tour with Brandon Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
We did like some East Coast, some West Coast. We did a bunch of shows. We've been playing this year particularly. We're playing a lot. We also toured with the Rentals. We've played a bunch of times in New York and LA.
Cool.
Well, it's how it is. You want to be in a band, you have to be in a van and play.
Absolutely, yeah. I toured for a while, a long time ago. I played with the Violent Femmes. I don't know if you know who they are.
Yeah, of course I know. It's a great band from they're from LA, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were awesome. It was a fun time. But yeah, touring takes a lot out of you, but it certainly is exciting. When I saw you live in Portland, I have to be honest, it was the first time I'd ever heard of you. And I was so captivated with your entire band, their incredible talent. You guys are so tight. That's so special. But you have, to me, I'm just a music fanatic. And to me, you have that amazing current but 80s vibe, very Gary Newman, very, very, very David Bowie. Are you a David Bowie fan?
Who isn't, right?
Exactly. Are you an Elvis Presley fan?
Yeah, also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when you came on stage the first time and I saw you, all I could think of was like Elvis Presley, Jailhouse Rock, that type of look to you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I really like that whole like 50s vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash, all that stuff. And I also love David Bowie.
We do too. Huge.
One of those musical characters that have made an impression on everyone in the band and I guess everyone in the world.
It has. Yeah. So you guys, now, because when I listened to your song, the last song on the Future Sugar album, What a Nice Surprise, all I can think of when I hear it is a very current, cool David Bowie, like Heroes, like that stage in his life. That's kind of what I hear come out of you, and no one else has been able to do that type of tone and sultriness to the voice like you have. It's cool.
Well, we thought that song in particular sounded like it kind of sounded like David Bowie, but you realize that after you've done it.
Uh-huh.
I feel that's for us at least that's the best way to work.
Sure.
You sort of start playing whatever comes to mind and letting it flow organically, and then the song was there. And when they gave it back to us, when they gave us the final mix, we were like, "Oh, it actually sounds like David Bowie."
It's so good. Everything's good. I'm a big fan. Of course, all of us love Surveillance Camera. I really love Nerds, and I love Order Police. I love all of them, actually. The whole album. And, there's a review online I was just reading. They gave you a solid A. And the one thing they said was the album from start to finish is so tight and so fluid. It's really hard to pick out a good song because they're all just excellent. So congratulations on what you're doing, because it's good. And I hope you go very far. So do you live in Mexico now?
Yeah, we all live in Mexico City, but we do travel a lot to New York. We spend a lot of time there. We've always spent a lot of time there, and especially now this last 3 years that we've had to go to New York to work on, like label stuff, and then we've played a bunch of shows in New York. New York's sort of like the second home of the band. And the last time we did New York, actually, New York's really hard. There are a lot of bands, so to play in New York to get an audience takes a while. Mm-hmm. So after 4 years of constantly playing in New York, we actually got to play in Baby's All Right, which is this cool little spot in Brooklyn. And for the first time, we had a near sold out or almost sold out show. So, like kind of going to the same thing with Salt Lake City. I know this sounds weird, but we've played in Salt Lake City for three times.
Uh-huh.
And
where did you play there?
We played once. I can't remember the name of. We played it once in a small venue with the rentals. Then
what did you play?
In a pod at the. I can't remember the name of the place.
I have to ask because I'm from Southeast Idaho, so I used to go to Salt Lake City for shows all the time, and Salt Lake City is thriving with alternative music.
Yeah, which is kind of weird, right? Because it's a particular town.
You would think, but Salt Lake City, there's a lot of people there that have really good taste in music. Have you made it up here to Seattle yet to perform?
We've played Seattle once or twice. We played at the Fox.
Uh-huh.
And the Crocodile.
Yeah, the Croc.
Yeah, we played 2 times in Seattle.
Okay, cool.
And it's always really nice to go there because, it has like a lot of history, and the people are really nice, and a lot of music.
A lot of music. Yeah, I just saw Churches last night at the Paramount Theater, and I was thinking about you because you have that amazing heavy synth, kind of like they do. And I was just like, yay, I get to talk to him tomorrow. I get to talk to another awesome band that uses great,
We actually played
synth.
we played that place with Interpol, the Paramount, I remember now.
Oh, wow. Isn't that a beautiful theater?
Yeah, it's very nice. It was one of the biggest surprises we've had on that tour was playing that Seattle show and the Portland Crystal Ballroom.
Oh, the Crystal Ballroom. Yep, that place was real. That's a great venue when you're looking out because it's intimate, and I was super impressed with that venue. I'd never been there before. I sat front row right on the balcony and just watched, and it was really cool. One thing that fascinates me is I have a lot of friends from Mexico, and of course they're all into banda and mariachi. And I had no idea that Mexico had a pretty decent alternative rock music scene, and you guys are pretty much up at the top of it. Right?
Well, it's the perspective thing, I guess.
Sure.
Because we don't feel we are very popular here in Mexico. We feel we're popular enough to get paid to pay the rent.
Sure.
Which is the big deal if you're doing music, right? If you're getting paid sometimes, if you're getting paid to eat or whatever that works.
Yeah, not split $100 between four guys at the end of the night type of thing.
Yeah, yeah, but we've never we never thought of us like we were part of a Mexico scene.
Wow. So when you're growing up in Mexico, how did you get into Elvis Presley, David Bowie? I mean, you opened up with Lady in Red. I was like, what? This is so cool. How did you get into that type of music scene as a child growing up in Mexico? Is that common?
We all are from the same area. We all grew up in the same area. This is a very big town, so you kind of divide people by areas. Because it's hard for people from the north to go to the south and vice versa. It takes a while. So we grew up in a circle of friends and people that knew a lot about music. Not like really roommate stuff, but they knew enough. They knew about Nirvana and Guns N' Roses and Metallica and kind of U.S. bands. My brother also listened to a lot of that music, and then something happened along the way. I can't remember very well, but I started listening to Gang of Four, and then that took me to Echo and the Bunnymen, and then David Bowie, and
yeah.
And we all sort of had that same thing happen at the same time. So it was fun because we all talked about, we all know the same bands, we all like the same bands, we like the same songs, we agree on that. And then Weddle, one of the guitar players, he's really into Pavement and that kind of music.
Yeah.
So it's very all over the place.
That's so cool. So now I know you have past bands and past projects. But when you formed Rey Pila, you signed on to one record label, and then I just read, and I want to verify this, but it said for your new record label that you were actually sought out. Is that true?
Well, first record we signed it with First record we signed it with this major company here in Mexico. Mm-hmm. Took me a while to realize that every major company is actually literally the man. So it was a very hard relationship. We didn't get along. Mm-hmm. Big corporations sometimes have this way of trying to make you do whatever they want at every time, every second, and try to pull you and sort of play you to get what they want. And it's basically about getting paid. So mm-hmm. I was really sad and really sad about the whole situation because it's 80% of the music world. And then we ended up signing to Julian Casablanca's Cult Records, which is completely the opposite. It's much more human, I would say, much more based on reason and based on the music, which is the most important thing. I think I actually said, what am I doing here with the last album, with that label that I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. When I the owner, he knew who Roxy Music was, but he didn't know, and I was like, all right, then I don't know what I'm doing here.
No, that's not right. Anybody you play with needs to know who Roxy Music is.
I mean, you don't have to like them, but, it's like, know them. Just at least know them.
That's right. Absolutely. The girls here in the studio, Devin and Jenna, Jenna has a question she wants to ask you.
Yeah.
What influenced you to want to make music?
I don't know. It actually came without thinking about it. I just started doing songs and started playing. I guess I never...
How old were you when you started?
Probably started when I was 8. I didn't start writing songs when I was 8. I was just, like listening to Motley Crue and I don't know, like more like hard rock bands and stuff. And then I started making music by my own. I was really bad at music school. They actually kicked me out.
Oh boy!
Month in. Yeah, they say I didn't have there was nothing for me to do there. And then I just quit. The key thing about music school is the taste is so bad.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I wanted to tell our listeners how they can get a hold of you. You're super popular. I was just on your website, which is reypila.com. It's REYPILA.com. You've got some cool merch. Your new album, The Future Sugar, you have it actually printed on vinyl, blue vinyl. I see one of your sets is already sold out, but there are other items on your website that people can buy. And God, your vinyl's awesome. So go there.
Thank you.
We want to tell everybody to please check them out for tour dates. Viva Productions will be posting here in Seattle upcoming tour dates. Would love to take you out to dinner when you come into town, man. We know all the cool places. And also, how do they follow you on Instagram?
Instagram is just Rey Pila.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So let's
just like that. Yeah.
We're going to challenge Seattle right now to start following Rey Pila on Facebook, Instagram. Go to the website, buy the merch, listen to the new album, and please buy the new album. All ages, everybody. You're going to love it. So
we'll be back soon for sure. We love Seattle.
We love
that
Seattle.
Whole area.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll contact your manager when you come to Seattle. Yeah, I'm serious, man. We'd love to take you out and show you around the town. You'd love it. Show you some real cool places.
We know how to hold our liquor.
Oh man, challenge! I can drink a pint of tequila and still stand. So, Diego, thank you again so much. Is there anything else you want to say to our listeners on how they can contact you, buy your album? Are you on iTunes?
Yeah, like all the platforms.
Mm-hmm.
The album's there. You can listen or listen to it in Spotify, and we'll be back in your hometown soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Enjoy Mexico, and we'll be in touch before your next tour.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I want to thank Becka Page for bringing that great artist to our show today. Girls, what did you think? Awesome?
He's beautiful, she says. They're crying. They're such huge fans.
Eric, how should we
need to listen to a Rey Pila song.
All right. Well, why don't we go out with Fire Away?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Well, I like it.
Life's a celebration. Grand Event Rentals makes your event their top priority. They are your full-service, special event, and party rental provider, supplying everything you need from start to finish. Their professional sales team and event staff work with you to create your dream event. With every event Grand Event Rentals customers' needs are the most important. Whether you're planning an intimate outdoor wedding or an elaborate black tie gala, the Grand Event Rental specialists make great pride in providing our event planning experience to help create an unforgettable event. Please go and visit the Bellevue Showroom, Grand Event Rentals, or make a one-on-one appointment. Talk to them. They're trained, they're knowledgeable, they're event specialists, and they are going to take you through step-by-step everything that you need to make your day a success. Call Grand Event Rentals. Their number is 425-462-7368, or go to grandeventrentalslaw.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Johnny from Viva Productions. I want to tell you a little bit about Vegas nights. Forget about Vegas. I brought casino tables to the Emerald City. Craps, blackjack, roulette, poker. If you're planning a private party, corporate party, senior grad party, any kind of party, you want casino tables, you call 206-542-5733. Vegas nights, that's right, shake, rattle, and roll.